Coming up on this week's episode, Xperia Play, aka the PlayStation phone, detailed during the Mobile World Congress, Infamous 2 release information fully detailed, my video review of Killzone 3, my interview with the stunning Jessica Nigri, and much, much more. This is Nick's Gaming View.
Access granted.
Hello everybody and welcome to Nick's Gaming View, episode number 38. You're here with your host, Nick McCandless. How's it going, guys? I hope you guys enjoyed my show last week. I had a ton of content. It was over an hour long. This show's not going to be near that long, but I still have some amazing content for you guys. So thank you guys for the support. I'm going to keep bringing the content to you guys. Just keep bringing the support and we'll see where this goes. So Xperia Play, aka the PlayStation phone, was detailed during the Mobile World Congress. So during the Mobile World Congress, Sony revealed that Xperia Play will begin shipping worldwide in March and will launch exclusively on Verizon Wireless. It was also said to ship with the latest version of Android titled Gingerbread. Now while this is great news, especially for those who are on the Verizon network, it was confirmed that Xperia Play owners will have to repurchase any PlayStation Network content they had already purchased on their PS3 or PSP. No official price was announced for the United States. So this is very interesting. If you purchase the content on your PS3 or PSP, you can't download it on your Xperia Play without repurchasing it. What's the purpose of having all this downloaded content saved under your name? So does this mean that all these future PlayStation certified devices, you have to buy it individually for each one of these devices from now on? If so, Sony, I don't know what to tell you. But you bombed badly here. This is actually going to lead to my question of the week, which we'll get to later in the episode. But please let me know what you think. Because if you have anything you need to say, you need to air it out. So away from that news, Gran Turismo 5 received a huge update today, the day I'm actually recording, which is Friday. So Gran Turismo 5's 1.06 update has went live, and some of the highlights featured within this update include remote racing, allowing you to remotely control your PS3 console using the official Gran-Turismo.com website to control, monitor, and check results from B-Spec races. It also brought integration between the course maker and online races, enabling you to take your created tracks online for others to race. Performance points in online races, which is a numerical index of a car's performance, has also been added to online racing. In addition to these enhancements, you receive increased rewards and experience online. There's more event settings for online races, and Gran Turismo 5 is now multi-monitor capable, and much, much more. That's just listing the highlights of this update. The update weighs in at about 301 megabytes, so it is a pretty big update, but look at all they added. I am amazed by the amount of content Polyphony Digital has released for their title since release without charging a dime for it. Incredible. Now this is stuff that was probably planned to be in the game in the first place, but we all know what happened there. Sony kind of said, Polyphony, hey, you gotta get this game out. We need it for the holidays. They didn't have a choice, but the choice was, hey, we'll just release patches and add this in later down the line. The game wasn't a disaster at launch. There was definitely its problems, but most of them have already been fixed. So big shout out to the people at Polyphony Digital. They're doing an amazing job. Please keep it up. Cannot wait to what you guys bring next. Now, Infamous 2 release information has fully been revealed. So along with the standard $60 version of the game, Sucker Punch will be releasing the Hero Edition for the price of $99.99. The Hero Edition will include an 8.5-inch Cole McGrath statue, a replica of Cole's Sling Pack, the Infamous mini comic from DC Comics, the official Infamous 2 Hero Edition soundtrack, and a voucher code for the following in-game content: 24K gold amp, the Kessler skin, the exclusive lightning hook superpower, the electrocution grenade, and a digital version of the soundtrack. The official release date was announced for North America, and that day is June 7th of this year. June 7th. That's the day E3 starts. Pretty ironic. I'm definitely looking forward to Infamous 2. I absolutely loved the first title, so I'm really anticipating Infamous 2 to see where they go with the story. I've heard from people that have seen the game that they boosted the visuals an incredible amount, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. Comes out June 7th. If you have a PS3, you gotta grab the game. It's going to be huge. So that's it for the news this week. Let's go ahead and head into my review of Killzone 3. Amazing game. Point blank. Amazing. Now there's one problem that still disturbs me, and it was the exact same problem that got me on the first Killzone 2. But other than that, the game is superb. So you've heard enough of me talking. Let's go into my video review. I'll be right back. On February 27, 2009, a title by the name of Killzone 2 had finally arrived on store shelves after the remarkable amounts of hype it had attracted since its unveiling during Sony's E3 2005 press conference. While Guerrilla Games and Sony were attempting to convince their consumers that what they were seeing could be done on the PlayStation 3, we all laughed and never thought something of this visual prowess would hit anytime soon. We are now in the year of 2011, and Guerrilla Games' latest offering has surpassed the unbelievable E3 2005 trailer of Killzone 2 in every aspect. Killzone 3 picks up where its predecessor had left off. The ISA have just reigned victorious in a battle that they learn is minuscule compared to what they're about to face. The Hellgas forces have reunited and are determined to win the war they have started. While I refuse to go more in depth on the story to ensure you all are able to experience this adventure thoroughly, what I will tell you is that Guerrilla Games has constructed a majestic adventure coupled with engaging cutscenes. Unlike most first-person shooters, Killzone 3 provides an energizing single-player experience that I feel gamers will look back on amazed by the cinematic quality of a title in this genre. Once you transpire through the gorgeous introductory spectacle, you will be presented with a similar gameplay style introduced by Killzone 2. When in control as Sev, you will notice that the realistic feel of Killzone 3's predecessor still exists, but is much more fluid and responsive. The controller lag that many felt ruined Killzone 2 is no longer present, bringing a much more accurate experience to Guerrilla Games' latest project. The cover system has also experienced monumental enhancements. Unlike Killzone 2, you are now able to pull out from cover, aim, and shoot the Hellgas without having to hold a cover button. This allows for much more enjoyable gameplay when involved in a bullet flying fiasco and led me to utilize sources of cover more than ever before. In addition to the amazing gameplay style on foot, Killzone 3 comes with one of the best, if not the best, implementations of vehicle control. Throughout the campaign, you'll use a variety of vehicles that play a large role in you progressing through the mission. With many first-person shooters today, the on-foot gameplay mechanics are pretty solid. But as soon as you hop into a massive vehicle, you find yourself anticipating your exit from the uncontrollable machine. I'm happy to proclaim that I enjoyed every second within a vehicle in the story of Killzone 3. I often felt they should have prolonged these sessions, as the amount of enjoyment I received was staggering. When Sony first announced that the Killzone franchise would be coming to the PlayStation 3 after its debut on the PlayStation 2, many gamers felt as if there was nothing to get excited about after its controversial, lackluster introductory title. This was until Sony revealed the trailer during E3 2005, claiming that what everyone was seeing would be made possible with Killzone 2 on the PS3. Almost 6 years later, we all know that Killzone 2 matches expectations visually, but what Guerrilla Games has achieved with the graphics of Killzone 3 is beyond phenomenal. The character designs and environments have undergone massive improvements since its predecessor back in 2009, and Guerrilla Games has expanded the color scheme to a whole new dimension. While many were blown away by the visual appeal of Killzone 2, many gamers criticized the game for having such a dark color scheme and felt as if this was a technique used to pull this trickery off. With the release of Killzone 3, these accusations can now be crushed as Killzone 3 brings a wide range of colors to life in a fantastic manner that will leave you all amazed for years to come. Once you complete the breathtaking single-player experience provided by Killzone 3, you are likely to utilize your internet provider and hop onto the multiplayer experience. When it comes to the core experience, Killzone 3 is very similar to its predecessor, but this is certainly not a bad thing. As a huge fan of Killzone 2's multiplayer experience, I found it easy to hop online and get into my groove pretty painlessly. You still have the 5 main military classes of Infiltrator, Marksman, Engineer, Medic, and Tactician, in which you'll use to dominate your opponent and earn unlock points along the way. These points can be applied towards the perks associated with each class, or even the generic perks, such as being able to carry an extra grenade. Where Killzone 3 really differentiates itself from its predecessor on the multiplayer front is the addition of jetpacks, mechs, and my personal favorite, game mode. The addition of jetpacks and mechs brings a whole new element of strategy to the title's multiplayer and offers an experience no first-person shooter to this date can replicate. Now, while the jetpack does take some time getting used to before you can absolutely destroy your foes, the learning process is one that you find very enjoyable. Now, while Killzone 2 contained all of the typical first-person shooter game modes along with Warzone, which allowed players to go through a cycle of the modes in one match, Killzone 3's addition of Operations brings a whole new level of enjoyment to the title. In Operations, the ISA soldiers are positioned on offense, while the Hellgas are placed on the defense. Each force will face a series of different objectives tied to an understrained narrative integrated with a series of cutscenes featuring your team's members. This is one of the most innovative additions to the third title in this franchise, and I would not be surprised to see future first-person shooters pull from this genius idea. So up to this point, Killzone 3 sounds like a perfect title that exists without any flaws, and it comes very close. But just like every other title to this date, this is sadly not the case. Similar to Killzone 2, Killzone 3 does not require nor provide the option for a partial install on your PS3's hard drive. Because of this, there are frequent spots in the story that cause all action to freeze anywhere from a second to a few seconds. While this is not a make or break aspect for Killzone 3, I wish Guerrilla Games would have learned from their previous title and at least have provided us with an option. I'll give Killzone 3 a 9.5 out of 10. With an entertaining story coupled with outstanding visuals and a solid multiplayer experience, Killzone 3 is a must-buy for any human being who owns or has access to a PlayStation 3. What Guerrilla Games has achieved in such a short period of time is beyond impressive and makes me question the enthusiasm of many developers and publishers today. Alright guys, I'm back. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Killzone 3 is a 9.5 out of 10. The game is outstanding. It still bothers me that Guerrilla said, hey, we don't want to have it install, so this game freezes for a couple of seconds every now and then within the campaign. I understand if you made it optional, but there's no option at all. You're stuck with it. Other than that, the game is a masterpiece in all aspects. If you don't believe me, 22nd is not far away. Rent the game for yourself. And let me know if you don't buy it. Please let me know, because the game is outstanding. Alright, so that's enough. We got the review, we got the news. It's time to head into the interview with someone very special. I want to give a huge shout out to the #1 cosplayer of all time, Jessica Nigri. If you don't know about this girl, you're going to in a few minutes. Just let me throw some hints out there. Do you remember the cosplayer that dressed up in a Pikachu outfit and everyone on the internet went crazy, everyone at the conference went crazy? That's her. I've talked enough. Let's get into the interview. I'll be back. Hello everybody, this is Nick, the host of Nick's Game Review and CEO of thegameraccess.com. I'm here with a very special guest today. I'd like to introduce you all to the amazingly gorgeous Jessica Nigri. How you doing today, Jessica?
I'm doing great, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing great. Now, before jumping into any specifics, can you tell us a little bit about what you do and how you got started?
Yes. Actually, it all started when a friend of mine wanted to go to San Diego Comic-Con. I had never been. Always a huge fan of anime and games. I went, I didn't know what cosplay was, but I heard that people dressed up to go to these conventions. So I was like, hey, why don't I dress up like Pikachu? Because I adore Pokemon. So I did, and then the rest is kind of history.
Alright, so just recently you launched your brand new website, JessicaNigriOfficial.com, and finally jumped on the Twitter bandwagon at Jessica Nigri. Now, where can we expect you to go from here now that you're expanding past the Facebook fan page?
Well, I know I'm actually meeting up with a bunch of other people, like comicbooktherapy.com. I'm kind of like their little host for interviews and cons and stuff like that. I'll be doing some stuff with them. I'm also going to be doing some other things that I can't really talk about right now. But
okay.
You'll see a lot of hopefully you'll see a lot of me around. So.
Alright, so obviously you said you got started with the Pikachu. I'm sure a lot of people have seen you there, but what other events have you attended, and so far, what was your favorite event and why?
I really adored the Phoenix Comic Con, mostly because it was in my hometown, you know, and I could hang out with a lot of my friends, and it was easy to get to. So that one so far has been my favorite, although I am attending SakuraCon in April, which is in Seattle, and I have really high hopes for that one, because I've never been to Seattle, so.
Alright, what's that event about? I honestly have never heard about it, so what's the overview of that event?
That's basically an all-anime convention.
Okay.
I don't know much about either, but I have a friend who's going to be going with me, well, a few friends, and I'm just going to go to have fun, so.
Alright, now this is where things may start to get interesting. So, out of all the events you've attended, what would you say is the most embarrassing moment you've had? Come on, spill the beans.
Sometimes before an event, I will like to do a little bit of tanning or whatever. And one time I tanned too much, and I kind of look like I look like Snooki from the Jersey Shore. So.
Oh yeah.
I pickle on my hands, so at all times.
Yep, a little bit of that GTL, huh?
Too much.
Yeah. Now, if you had the opportunity to cosplay for any character out there, who would it be and why? Any character.
Any character. I really want to do Sniper Wolf with like a full-on sniper from Metal Gear Solid 1.
Okay.
Just because she's always been one of my favorites. But then also the full-on Samus Aran suit. I'm so bad when it comes to suits and stuff like that, so I'd love to be able to do like a full-on suit.
Now, while you're obviously a gorgeous cosplayer, do you tend to play video games? And if so, what would you say is your favorite platform to play on, and what's your favorite game at this moment?
360, and right now, I haven't had time recently, but I really adore Gears of War 2. Always have, and I'm super excited for the next one. So.
Gears of War? Yeah, great franchise, that's for sure. Now, being one, how do you feel about women and how they're treated in this industry from your experience?
Well, I think people don't really expect girls to be into this kind of stuff. So when girls do start to come in, we kind of have the reins on how we want to be treated and how we are going to be, how really we want to be treated. You know, we come in and we're like, hey, we like this stuff. You treat me this way. Because it's not very common. Although it is, I guess you could say it is getting more and more common these days. But I think we kind of have, I'm really bad with words, but we have a good hold on what we're doing. I don't know.
So, we talked about the cosplay, we talked about the video games, but outside of all of that, what do you enjoy doing
outside of the house when you're not at these conventions? What do you do for entertainment?
I love to exercise. I love to cycle. I love to run. I love to mountain bike. I love to hike. I love to rock climb. I love to swim. Anything outdoors.
Definitely. That's definitely a good habit to be in.
Yes.
Now, here's a big question. If you could have any job in the world, like your dream job, what would it be?
I want to eat chocolate for a living.
You want to eat chocolate for a living? Wow, I'll admit that's the first time I've heard that one. The first time I've heard that one. That'd be a pretty easy job, though.
Yeah, I know, like try chocolate and have them be like, here's money. And I'll be like, oh, thank you. This chocolate's really good.
You would definitely have to step up your exercise, though.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That'd be your off time. Well,
Running
I want to thank.
a chocolate bar in my hand.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you for your time. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we close out the interview?
Keep watching what you're doing, because your show is awesome.
Hey, thanks. And, yeah, we're going to cut the interview here, guys. I know you guys want to see more, but, there may be still some prizes coming.
Alright guys, and I'm back. Once again, huge shout out to Jessica Nigri. She's an amazing person. I've been talking to her for a couple months now. She's really cool. She's a true gamer. She's awesome. Don't be surprised if this week isn't the last time you see her on the show. Let me just say that. Like I said, I get this brain cranking. I always have stuff going on behind the scenes. So look out for that. So let's go ahead and head into my question of the week. And that question is, do you guys see the Xperia Play becoming a success in the mobile phone market or an epic disaster, and why? Let me know what you guys think. I gave you guys some information earlier in the episode. Be sure to apply that. It's a great concept, but is Sony executing this in the right way? Let me know in the comment section. So that's it for Nick's Game Review episode number 38. I want to thank you all for the support. If you want to get in contact with me, you can contact me at admin@thegameraccess.com. You can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/thegameraccess. Be sure to visit thegameraccess.com. Got a lot of content coming there for you guys. May take a couple weeks to get everything set, but I am working on getting more content on the site in addition to the show. So thanks once again. Check back next Saturday for Nick's Game Review episode number 39. I'm out.